Hey YouTube, I was starting to think about something that this is the same call I had when I said that there was going to be a constituency that would solve the political strife. That was going to be white women. The white women would, at the ballot box, be the decider between the right wing and the left wing choice. And I was correct about this. Everybody's mad because they didn't see that one coming, but I did because I've worked around a lot of women and I know they fuck each other. Um, that they have to look out for their mothers and they have to look out for their children. They look out for their clan. They see each other as a group, as women, only when they can actively see that there's a group of men who they sort of can take their shit out on. If there's no group of men that they could just grab and take their shit out on, then they won't. They will defend their clan. And thank God they do this, that they're built to do this, and that they don't have a mechanism that causes them to do otherwise. Or very few women. Most women will always, always, always be insanely tied to pleasing their mothers, the insanely unhealthy relationships with their mothers. It just simply doesn't matter if what happens. She's their mother. They can't seem to break that. Where men and their dads, it's like no. A man can decide, no, my dad's simply just not a good person. I broke with my mother before she died to a great extent, or my dad had to make me visit my dying mother because she just wasn't a good person. She just would say things that no good person would say. She did things that a good person wouldn't do. To me, it was very simple at like 16 or 15 years old. Like, no. I would never be around this person if she wasn't my mother. I've noticed men can do this. Women simply are not really built to do that kind of thing. And it makes some sense, being that for a few thousand years, we've been more and more employing in the northern western parts of the world, sending the man out of the home or the clan to marry into another clan, and he would then be of service to that clan fundamentally. And that's the what you see when you see the what becomes the understanding of, I think it's called, was it Hebrew marriage. I'm not, there's a Latin term it's put in Latin typically, but it's the idea of how that system works, because that was specifically abnormal. That was a new system. That's a part of the patriarchal system, where you have the paternal defense of land, because matriarchies can't defend land. They when it's passed down through women, eventually there is a problem. So you have to have male leadership of a warrior clan, and the females basically are running. They're inside of the bounds of this male protected society. Kind of, they're the soft core. They're the soft, fleshy part of the fruit, and the males are the thorny outside, like the sabra of the Middle East, the cactus fruit of the Middle East. That's just, we have found so far this is the best way it works. In once you have a civilized society that attracts people from outside of the bounds of that civilization, so it becomes diverse. Therefore, it falls apart over time. That natural cycle is what shaped what we see from Hebrew descent of pair bonding. Man leaves his clan, goes into the next clan. What we are seeing now is something that had been seen and had been commented on throughout written history and civilization. We are now seeing groups of people who, once they grow beyond a certain number, they will menace the outside group. And quietly, that soft core of white femininity voted to that they don't like that shit. That they see this, they have absolutely started to recognize there are those people, they see me as an outsider. I am going to be fair and permit them that view. And I'm going to vote for somebody who therefore defends my clan, my mother, and the kids that are in my family. Women, even if they're hostile to having children, even if they're hostile to everything feminine, if they're just a total reject from the game, all of it, all the stuff and all the nothing up here and the men and all the stuff going and all that, all of it. They will still be loyal to their mother, like she was still, heavy with milk and they needed the tea. They will, they can't live without their female siblings, they can't, they simply can't really survive in here without the family. Men leave their families behind. That's it. It's just not another way. It's very rare that you find a woman who's been like, no, my family's poison and burnt their bridges. It's very, very rare. So that is a good thing. That's actually a very, very good thing. That live sap in the branch is what then defends the plant. And that's what we've seen in the vote. White women still had the live sap in them, and they said, no, I'm not going to have my branches broken off by some some molesting force from outside my community. That's why this attack from the outside, preying first on the weak zebra, bringing down the old zebra, knocking out the young zebra. A lot of people are seeing this for exactly what it is. Way down inside, way back here, way back in the lizard brain. They're seeing what they know exactly what they're seeing. The delight that these young people took in hurting this young man. They know exactly what they're seeing. Don Lemon might not know what he's seeing. All sorts of black journalists. They know what they're seeing, but you see, it's because they know what they're seeing. Back here in the lizard brain, they're seeing, oh, well, these young lions did what lions do. They took out a lame zebra. That the zebras just need to understand, well, it's Tortoise, do you not understand? I am a scorpion. That's what I sting things to death. That's what I do. There's a lot of people who are getting like, no, that until you hear somebody say, somebody like me who's from outside of your group that says, oh, no, these people are psychopaths. They were probably raised by sociopaths, or probably raised by people like my mother, who, like, her own son wouldn't talk to her on her deathbed. There's people like that. There's people like that, and they have children, and their children, their brood does not go far from the cave. Their brood will sting, will stab, will bring your kin down. They will attack your clan. And you just have, and now that's being recognized. It's not you have to recognize. There's no appeal anymore. The right no longer has to make any appeals. Now all we have to do is be like, I'll just leave this right here. Do the Vladimir Putin. Boom. That's all it is now. Do the Trump. What is it? How do you do it? Frankly, I'll just leave this right here. Frankly, and that's how this is. That's what this is. This is something that the right has language for, because we're dealing with genomics, we're dealing with evolutionary biology, we're dealing with human biodiversity, we're dealing with the idea of many nations of people will have racial admixture, but it will be at a slow enough rate that such things have to be acclimatized for, and that we have to be very realistic that what we're seeing in Black America is a reversion to a lower mean, the mean intelligence of some of the dumbest women in the community. Then there's other Black people who are desperately trying to stay up to the standards of the greater societal mean, and that's quite a bit higher as far, yeah. And the indications of empathy, the indications in language, in fun, in just basic demeanor, all of these things show through. And that's it. What you saw in that video is not an oddity. You saw a pit of scorpions, and they caught a tortoise, and just were sitting there just nipping at it and stinging it, because that is what they do. And that's it. It should be depressing. It should be frightening. And people need to be scared. And the white women need to be scared. These people are waiting for you at the club. These people are waiting for you. They're on the bus with you. They're on the train with you. They're driving in a car right next to you on the turnpike, on the highway. One of these people, for some reason had a job for a few months at McDonald's. They served you. These people see you parking your car and getting your stuff together as you're going to go into a store. They're the kids who walk by you. They do not in any way, shape, or form think it's cool that you like Hiatus Coyote or Mary J. Blige. They don't. That none of that matters to them. You're not in their cultural group. That you're a usurper. You're somebody who just takes what they like and warps it in your culture's way, in your clan's way, in your way. And they are not American. They don't live up to the standards of law and order and common decency, and they don't speak the language of our land. They speak some weird language of some strange subculture. And people are going to just have to simply accept that that's there until it's removed, until it's excised like a tumor.